This is the likely instruction for the salt analysis. You can pause the video to go through the instruction. Let's carry out the test in this instruction. The test sample is being added to a boiling tube and water will be added to the test sample in the boiling tube. It's important to note that the test sample is a mixture of copper sulfate and starch. As you can see, we're getting a pale blue colored solution, and the solution will be filtered. So this is the process of filtering the resulting solution, which will lead to the formation of a white residue and a pale blue filtrate. It's important to note that what we will have in the conical flask is considered the filtrate, and what we have remaining in the filter paper will be considered the residue. So let's just wait for a bit for the filtration to finish. Okay, there we have it. Our white residue, obviously representing our starch, and then our pale blue filtrate. Then we start the analysis on the filtrate. So we start by adding sodium hydroxide in drops, where we get a blue gelatinous precipitate. As you can see, blue gelatinous precipitate, and then we had the sodium hydroxide in excess. So adding it in excess, the precipitate was insoluble in excess of sodium hydroxide. That is, the precipitate did not dissolve in excess of sodium hydroxide. So you're shaking to ensure that the precipitate did not dissolve, just for confirmation. And as you can see, the gel is strongly present, failing to dissolve. Then we move to the next one, another precipitating agent, ammonia. And of course, we're going to add ammonia in drops. Now watch how the precipitate forms when we add ammonia in drops. Yeah, a blue gelatinous precipitate again, as you can see. On adding ammonia in drops, a very blue gelatinous precipitate. And then we're going to add in excess. So adding ammonia in excess, the precipitate dissolves. The precipitate dissolves in excess, indicating the presence of copper in the filtrate. So that's it. Adding in excess, the precipitate dissolves completely. So we're shaking to ensure that all the precipitate dissolves, and also to confirm that what we have in our filtrate as a cation is copper. So the next thing is to test for the anion using barium chloride. That's barium chloride. Another portion of the filtrate, and we add barium chloride, few drops of it. What we get is a white precipitate on adding few drops of barium chloride, and then we had HCl in excess. So on adding hydrogen chloride in excess, the precipitate was insoluble in excess of hydrogen chloride, as we can see, indicating the presence of tetraoxosulfate 6 Anion. So the last test is the starch with water added to it. So we're using iodine to confirm that our residue is starch. And then we add few drops of iodine to get a blue-black coloration, as you can see, indicating a strong presence of starch. So look at the summary of all the tests, a report of all the tests we've carried out so far. You can pause the video to understand it better. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends taking Alternative B. Thanks.